So in this webinar, I'm just going to go through the software updates. There are two software updates that you need to be aware of. The first one is called custom fields, which is only available for enterprise clients only. And the second one is new variables in our automated events where we can create emails for late rent, move in and move out. Now that actually includes a statement in that email. So the first one for enterprise accounts is called custom fields. And what a custom field is, if we go onto tenancy, if we click a tenancy, and here you can see a summary page of all the information that you want. But for example, if this property was a student housing, we might want university details. And this is an example of a custom field I've added to enable that in the summary page. And you can add different kind of variables, I guess, that you can create, and you can add as many as you'd like on this summary page. So how you would do that, you would go onto your logo and go to settings over here and click preferences and click custom fields. And here you can see you can actually create a custom field in a property, a unit, a tenancy, an applicant or a tenant. But in this example, I'm just going to go into tenancy. So in terms of a tenancy, if we just look at the example that I've already done, we can see that I wanted university details as our section name. Conditions, I would have to choose the tenancy type and subtype of that property, and then I can add my fields in individually. So we're going to make a new one. So in order to do that, press the additional button here. So section name. So in this tenancy, I'd like to maybe name my section rent includes, and my field type is going to be the conditions that this sets this to. So the tenancy type will be a residential tenancy, and potentially tenancy subtype will be a student. So you can have one or the other, but it's always good to be more specific. And to add a field, we're going to add a field here. So you can have many different fields. You can have date, text, multi-line, currency, time, whatever that suits the type that you're trying to make. So in this case, I'm going to stick to text, and I'm actually going to name this field Wi-Fi. And the default value is always the answer to what you'd like, and you can always edit the default value in the tenancy, which I'll show you later, but let's just put yes for now. So that's what we've done for our rent includes. So we've saved that, and you can see it's saved. So if we go back and just check our tenancy, and this is a residential student unit, property type, sorry, and you can see university details that I've already put, and now I've added rent includes Wi-Fi, yes. And I can edit that, so if I wanted to change the answer, if it does change, I can say no, etc, etc. So if we go back again, so to the logo, preferences, custom fields, tenancy, and we can show and add another one. For example, if we wanted date, we can put start date, and we can put today's date as just another example of a field. And we can look again, and you will see that I've added the start date. So yeah, custom fields is quite self-explanatory. You can add anything you'd like, but if you do have any questions, just ask us on our live chat. and that's for enterprise only. So in terms of our second update, this is actually an automation to create emails for late rent, move in and move out. Now that actually includes a statement. So if you go to settings and go to your automated events, you can see all your automated events here. And if we wanted to include these three variables, so it's overdue, outstanding, and registered deposits, which can be automated and a statement can be enabled. So if we go to financials, here you can add a trigger, and adding a trigger means creating a new event. So let's create an overdue rent email. Rent. And this is going to be sent as a timed event because I want this overdue rent email to be sent in a specific time. So I'm going to then pick the transaction type because I want the statement to be included in this. If it's going to let me. Yeah. So in terms of transaction type, you know, clients usually pay via direct rent, or if it's not, you know, rent charge would be there. And we can also specify in terms of who is this going to be paid by. So this is going to be paid by the tenant, and this is going to be due 5 days ago. So it's overdue rent 5 days late, basically. And you can see here, if you want to specify your times, plus is before the rent is due and minus is after. So let's submit this. So you can see I've added a event called overdue rent, but there's no action. It's just setting the condition. So if we want to now add the action, we can go to here, notify tenant of overdue rent. And if we want to send an email, we're going to press this over here, and we can send to tenants. And your subject line could be overdue rent transaction by 5 days. And we can here now embed the email. So we can say dear, and if you right click, you're adding the variables, and these are the new variables that we're discussing right now. So dear tenant, or we can write dear first name, sorry. Yep, last name. Just a really quick one. Here is your overdue rent statement below. And you can actually insert here overdue, tenant overdue transactions. And, you know, just a really quick email from us. Yep. So this is the variable that I was talking about in terms of what's new. And we can also say if you wanted the statement of outstanding transactions, you would just write tenant outstanding transactions. If you wanted a deposit outstanding transaction statement to be shown over there. So you can just see these two variables, and what this would look like would be a statement of their outstanding transactions that they can see in the email. So if we save action, that would be completed automated now. So if you do have any tenants who are late by 5 days and you want to send an email, that would automatically send an email and it would have the statement there. So the statement that would be shown is if we go to a tenancy, for example, there's no statements here, but if we go to another tenancy, you can see here that if this rent was not paid, it would be in charge and the whole statement would be opened up and shown in the email. So yeah, those are the two things that you can now do. If you do have any questions, let us know and we can obviously help you with anything specific that you'd like. But thank you.